Sameach.
Hi everyone, Chag Sameach. Oh, Marion, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Simone, lovely to see you.
Several others should send the link to the
Nice.
people. Thanks. Yeah.
Are you going to show us your sukkah?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I just sorted the angle with the. It was like 10 minutes of sorting the angle, but let me show you around.
Don't.
No.
Rather don't.
No.
Might not get it back. Hello.
Sorry.
No, I'll get it.
I just.
Simone, we can have a sukkah in Temple Israel on Thursday.
Yes, I was telling everybody that they should give us extra sandwiches and stuff too, so we can give everybody food in the sukkah on Thursday.
It's going to be great. Thank you so much for all your help.
Is that the famous Marion Bubbly?
That's the same.
The infamous Mary Bubbly. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Love your singing voice.
Thanks, Marion.
Hi, Marion. Chag Sameach. Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence. Lovely to hear you. We never see you, though.
I'm wearing my invisible cloak.
Oh, okay.
So, shalom and welcome. Presume people will join, but let us start. My message for tonight is that this is a rather netto service. We had very big production and so on. This is a rather netto service to get into the festival spirit and just to be us and to pray as we know to do without too much production, which is fine. But tonight we'd like just to be netto. And here is you're in my sukkah. I'm honored that you're in my sukkah and come visit. And this is the four Arba Minim, which we will check tomorrow. This is the Lulav and the Arava and the Hadas and the Etrog with me and with us. Let's start. Welcome to Sukkot, friends. Rosh Hashanah is over, Yom Kippur is over. Welcome to Sukkot. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im.
Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. Shevet achim gam yachad, gam yachad, gam yachad. Hine ma tov ma tov. Hine ma tov ma tov. Hine ma tov ma tov. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. 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 Shevet achim gam yachad, gam yachad, gam yachad. Hine ma tov ma tov. Hine ma tov ma tov. Hine ma tov ma tov.
Thank you. So we are not on the Shabbat schedule, we're on the festival schedule. We start in 384, Kabbalat Fanim for the festivals. And Sukkot is a festival of inclusivity, is a festival of hospitality, of opening the heart to one another. And in that spirit, I invite you, Miki, to lead us with the candles.
Oh, hear my just to the ones we love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights to see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights to see way to you, and let us say Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav, v'hadnikneh shel Yom Tov. Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה, 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 לזמן הזה,
Shkoyach. Thank you. Thank you. I continue in 389. 389, there's a reading for each festival, and we are on Sukkot in the middle of the page. 389. Tonight, let us shelter be strong with the finest fruits of creation, love, fertility, prosperity, wisdom. Let us promise to feed the hungry. Let our harvest bring peace. Amen and amen. And we continue, we skip the Shabbat schedule, and we continue in the 392. Chatzi Kaddish, leading us to the Shema and its blessing, Baruch Hu, 392, 394.
Yitkada v'yitkada Shmei Rabbah. Amen. Yalma divrach chenuteh v'yamlech malchoteh v'chayechon ov yom echon uvchayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala b'zman kariv v'himro amen. Yesh merabah mevorach leolam olol me'almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Gekodsha Richu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushpachata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imro amen.
Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Ah, die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die.
26. Thanks. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחוכמה הפותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמורותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב הערבים. שבי 98, אהבת עולם.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו להשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Thank you, Rory. We continue in 400, 401, Beshema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Thank you. 402. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשותם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. 403. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר בני ישראל, ואמרת אליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והלכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. 405 top. I'm sorry if you hear the noise. I don't know if you hear the cars on the street or not. If you do, I'm sorry. 405. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, Life is a broken winged bird which cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. מי כמוך, 4-6.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה ליאנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Blessed are you, Eternal, for redeeming Israel. The following page 407, you can see at the bottom the insert for Sukkot out of Ecclesiastes 3, לכל זמן ועת לכל חפץ תחת השמיים. They translate, a season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven. It is the custom to read the scroll of Ecclesiasticus during the days of Sukkot. And tomorrow, if you can come tomorrow 9:30, again, we will not be many, but if you can join us, and it will be read by Catherine Pick. So join us if you can. We go to 408, 409. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Blessed is the guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. לענב ופרוס. Thank you. It was really beautiful. I was wondering my thoughts. Thank you. As we move to the Amidah of festival evening, you have to skip first on for editorial reasons, they choose to put it only after the Amidah service. So it is to be found in page 468. 468, this is where you find the Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. But prior to that, there is a declaration that we state on the festival evenings before we turn to the Amidah, and Moses declared the appointed festivals of the eternal on to the people of Israel, Vaidaber Moshe. So Lee and Avi will declare those both, Vaidaber Moshe, and then Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, 468. $470 avot, 470.
Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov. I've forgotten the tune.
Would you like me to
I've
go ahead?
forgotten the tune. Can you do it?
Yeah, sure. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Amen.
472.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מחכה חיים חסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתי
Good. Thanks for setting the tone. We are now in 473, and this is the time on the prayer when we ask for rain. Sukkot is the festival when you ask for the rain, and there are many versions. This is like rather concise one, but let's read it 473 with much intention. Your might, O God, renews the earth with the dew of light and blessing. Let the earth be illuminated and blessed with the dew of joy and delight. Let the earth rejoice and sing out. With the dew of life and well-being, let the earth be revived and improved. With the dew of redemption, let the earth be redeemed. לברכה ולא לקללה, לחיים ולא למוות, לשובע ולא לרזון, for blessing, not for curse, for life, not for death, for abundance, not for want. 474. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך הסלע, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. 478, אתה בחרתנו. Back to you, Jess, I think. 478.
Yeah. אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים, אהבת אותנו ורצית בנו, ורוממתנו מכל הלשונות, וקידשתנו במצוותיך, וקרבתנו מלכנו לעבודתך, לעבודתך, ושמך גדול והקדוש עלינו קראת.
Jess was just doing the first paragraph. I'm going to the second paragraph, and this is the long thing I do in the middle. Try to follow up with me. You will see I'm skipping if it's for Shabbat, and out of the many options, I'm taking only the Sukkot option. If you can follow the Hebrew, try to do so. If not, it's fine. ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה, מועדים לשמחה, חגים וזמנים לששון את יום חג הסוכות הזה, זמן שמחתנו, מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. And again in 480. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, יעלה ויבוא ויזכר זיכרוננו, וזיכרון כל עמך בית ישראל לפניך, לטובה ולחן ולחסד ולרחמים ולחיים ולשלום ביום חג הסוכות הזה. זוכרנו אדוני אלוהינו בו לטובה, אמן. ופוקדנו בו לברכה, אמן. והושיענו בו לחיים, amen. And that blessing ends in 482. והשיאנו אדוני אלוהינו את ברכת מועדיך, ברכת
Rabbi, you've frozen. Rabbi, you're frozen.
Maybe Rory should do the Ritzay.
Okay.
Okay. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael utfilatam be'ava tekavel util ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Amecha, Amecha, El Karov Lecho Korav, Neel Avanecha V'chanei עלינו, שוף רוחך עלינו, ותחזינו עינינו. בשובך לציון ברחמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר שכינתו לציון.
Is Rabbi back yet?
No, the rabbi's not back yet, so perhaps you could carry. Is it you, Jessica, next?
Well, I can do the Shalom Rav, and when the rabbi comes, he can do the readings that he missed.
Okay.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'neicha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
So while we wait for the rabbi to
Hi everyone, I'm back.
Oh,
Can
you're
you
welcome.
imagine? Can you
Hooray.
imagine? Even that happened in the service. The computer just started itself again. Now, here we are.
You've missed 2 readings.
We'll manage. It's okay. God hears us. It's okay.
All right.
It's okay. No, thanks for moving on. Thanks for moving on. Thanks for moving on. Good. So I'm back. Okay. I suggest move to the Hallel and then we'll take the silent meditation. Okay? Let's move to the Hallel to conclude the festival, the festive Amida. It's in 558. We'll say the blessing and then we can do the Yul Ratzon. 558. It's a beautiful part. We'll repeat it tomorrow morning as well. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשה מצוותיו וציוונו לקרוא את ההלל.
The rabbi appears to have lost connection again. So maybe it is now the silent meditation, and then is it Rory will bring us back all together. So we're on 492.
Yol ratzonim refim refi Yon libi lefanecha Adonai tzoreh Adonai tzoreh v'goali l'ratzonim refi Pegion libi lefanecha Adonai tzoreh Adonai tzoreh v'goali.
So the rabbi still isn't with us, and I
No,
believe
he's back.
now
I'm here. I am
he's
here.
back, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right, wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just did. Well, it's a bit of a stretch to expect the internet, and it's okay, but we manage. I prepared a few words for you. Thanks for managing it while I'm gone. You see, thanks for continuing and having the Hallel and the Yul Ratzon. I prepared a few slides for you with some teachings today, not something of mine, but just a simple, very simple Dvar Torah from the
leaving
Talmud.
out the Misha Berach.
You see, it moved me out. No, we should do the Misha Berach, obviously, naturally. I'm sorry. Okay.
So can we invite people to put names in the chat? And I'll just start singing. Misha Berach Lavotenu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body
Thank you. Thank you. And I apologize. I'm back here. So I've prepared for you today some teachings from the Talmud and the Mishnah about the Sukkah. And in a way, there's something about this festival that took our master sages to the extreme in the sense of how much they stretch things that might look as absurd or things that might look as it's a good manifestation of how they think, the Talmudic way of thinking. So as they say in Temple Israel, without further ado, let me share with you the slide. So here we are, Sukkot, and the picture from the right is from the 17th century. The picture from the left is from the 19th century. This is the famous Mauritius Oppenheimer, who many of the picture of how Jews lived in 1900, around 1900 is his what we have from here. And here we start the Mishnah. In the case of one who establishes his sukkah on the top of a wagon or on the top of a ship, although it is portable, it is fit. It is sufficient for a sukkah to be temporary resident. What's the point? The point is that it's temporary resident. If you choose to put it on a wagon, if you choose to put it on top of a ship, if it's still some kind of a temporary resident, for me it's fun. It's like my resident, permanent resident, temporary resident, one who may accede into it even in the first festival day, you can do it. In the case one who established his sukkah in the top of a tree or atop of a camel, the sukkah is fit, but one may not ascend or enter it on the first festival day because the sages prohibited climbing or using trees or animals on the festivals. So look, if you make such a sukkah, but you cannot use it on the first day of the festival, if it's on a camel or if it's on a wagon, because then you are not supposed to use it on the first day of the festival. But let me tell you, it comes from the level of the master sages. You'll see soon how it is used in the discussion. Now, what about a sukkah on the water? In a case of one who establishes his sukkah on the top of a ship, Rabban Gamliel deems it unfit and Rabbi Akiva deems it fit. So there is a dispute among the master sages. I found the picture of a sukkah built on a ship. And there was an incident involving Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Akiva. We have a study case who were coming on the ship, and Rabbi Akiva arose and established a sukkah at the top of the ship. And the next day the wind blew and uprooted it. And Rabban Gamliel said to him, Akiva, where is your sukkah? It was unfit to start with. You see, I told you in the beginning, it is unfit because it does not hold. And the reasoning, this is already from the Talmud talking about that, Rabban Gamliel holds, in order to fulfill the mitzvah of the sukkah, we're requiring some permanent residence, so that you can be in that. And since it is not able to withstand an atypical land wind, which is like a typical sea wind, so it's not consequence to be a sukkah at all. But Rabbi Akiva says, in order to fulfill the mitzvah of the sukkah, we require temporary residence. And since it's able to withstand some kind of wind, a typical wind, so it is fit, although it's unable to face the atypical strong. So what? So it flew. But when I could dwell in it, he says, Rabbi Akiva, I dwelled in that. It served its purpose, thus it is kosher. So how far away can they take it? Wow, it's a lot now. I don't think I read the whole thing, but they put, if you put it on a camel top, the sukkah is fit. And they say, you should prepare yourself. Why are they discussing, is it fit or not? Because they say, no, man, you should be able to dwell there 7 days. You should be able to dwell there 7 days. Are you going to dwell 7 days on that sukkah, on that poor camel? No, right? So thus it is unfit. This is the core of the dispute that I'm bringing here. And here they bring the fact that they say, no, I can use it because it would still be fit, because even though the master sages has prohibited it, it's not a prohibition from the Bible. Thus, that sukkah would be fit. It is true that I will have restriction of what I can or cannot do as a Jew in their time, but it would still be fit because the prohibition came from a sage's level, not from the Torah level. You see it here. You see it here. As there is no prohibition Torah against using an animal on those days. And then they take it to the extreme. What about an elephant? The elephant in the sukkah. I'm not making it up. It's in the Mishnah, Bavli Sukkah 23. In case we want to establish a one with a tied elephant, everyone agrees that the sukkah is fit, as even if it dies and falls, even if it's like they really take it to extreme, this poor elephant will die. Its karka still has the height of 10 handbreadths, so to fit the wall of a sukkah. And where they disagree is the case if the elephant is not tied, because they say, according to one who says it is due to the concern lest the animal die, we are not concerned in this case. As we say, the carcass would remain as a fit wall. And according to the one who said it is due to the decree lest it flee, one remains concerned. We are still concerned that your elephant are not going to be that obedient and stay with you. So I'm really saying they take it to the extreme. The Gemara asks, according to the one who say, is it due to the decree that lest it die? Let us also be concerned lest it flee. And that is too a reasonable concern, right? And this is a collection of Jewish art I found about sukkah and elephants. I'm not the only one who found this story to be puzzling and special. And there's it's like the elephant in the room, the elephant in the sukkah. And this is the Pajama Library, PJ Library, which is publishing of all kind of kids educational materials. Good. I will skip it a bit. I was saying if you build such a tent, it is not considered to be a sukkah because there isn't in that any element of a roof. They just the two sides touching one another. And here how the sukkah should look. It's a very beautiful description. Look at it. One roofed the sukkah in accordance with its halachic requirements and decorates it with colorful curtains and sheets and hang it in ornamental nuts, peaches, almonds, and pomegranate, grape branches, and wreaths and stalk of grain, wines, oils, and vessels full of flow. So you bring the abundance and you celebrate the abundance. This is the manner of this festival, really inclusivity and hospitality and opening the heart and abundance and bringing all your rags and beautiful ornaments outside and inviting guests and people visiting one another. And here you see, this is the Yehi Ratzon from 1738, the 18th century, say, may it be that the Shekhinah will dwell among us with this sukkah, and we will lehader, we will glorify the name of God via this commandment of the sukkah. And again, a picture from the 18th century. So these were a few resources I brought to you. They can feel a lesson, but just to taste with that. And thank you. And with that, I'd like to invite our chair, Dr. Paul Davis, to share with us and to bless us for the festival.
Paul, please unmute.
Thanks, Andrew. I wanted to thank the rabbi and the choir for an intimate and simple, if bumpy, service this evening. It certainly was meaningful, and it got across, I think, to everybody. To stay with some matters, Sukkot and Sukkah, Bet David have kindly built a sukkah to which they've invited any member of Beit Emanuel to attend. I haven't got the details from their chairman yet, but it's available during the day. There will be lulavs and etrog available. And the important things is that you must have been vaccinated. And please, if you've not been vaccinated, please don't. It's an honor thing. It's not, no one's going to ask for your certificate. But it would be great if you could join them. but there, it's very important that you have a mask and maintain as far as you can social distancing. The protocol will also be that you have to sign a register giving your cell phone number and have your temperature taken, which it has a different purpose. The purpose of that is if, God forbid, anybody contracted COVID who might have been in that place, that there can be case follow-up for that. It's not an intrusive thing. It's just a public health safety measure. And the same would apply in other circumstances as well. An important plea from me is that despite the plenty of Rosh Hashanah and the breaking of the fast and the joy and abundance of the high holiday festivals, it's been a lean period for the homeless people whom we feed at Temple Israel. And I appeal to all who can to make extra samis this week, to drop them at the shul on Wednesday, to perhaps include some extra fruit and boiled eggs and things like that, which would make a big difference, I think, to them for distribution on Thursday morning. That particular venture that we've done in collaboration with Temple Israel is a very important commitment of the progressive community to those people who are in great need, and the need has not gone away, and it's likely to continue for some time. Those who cannot or can't make sandwiches, any donation made to the Sami project, to Beit Emanuel, we will be able to use that to purchase food and other supplies that they might need. If I could just remind you that this Friday and this Shabbat is Pride Shabbat. There'll be a lot of information given to you in the brochure. It's usually a fun and an interesting service. And most importantly is that we've decided from the 1st of October to begin, let me state the word carefully, to begin opening the shul for hybrid services. This means that we will have services within the campus and within the body of the shul, as well as broadcast the services from the shul, as we have done now on Zoom. There's no compulsion to attend the shul, but if you want to, it's welcome. We have to comply and be very cognizant of whatever legislation exists at the time. At the moment, we can cope with about 100 people in the shul who would be properly separated, but we don't all have to rush there. We've got to prepare the shul. We've got to prepare all the books and surfaces for each of the services. So there are lots of protocols that we have to follow, but it means that we are now open again to a physical presence at Beit Emanuel. And I must say that I spent the whole of Yom Kippur in the shul, and it was quite different, as I said, to being in my study. Just being in the shul made a big difference. We are going to restrict it to an honor system of vaccination, honor system of vaccines, is that you must have been vaccinated in order to come to shul. And you have to also fill in your temperature, your name, and your cell phone number in the event that we have to contact you in the event of a COVID infection being present whilst you were there. The high holiday services, which were all on Zoom, there were some discomforts, I think, during the service. And what I'm confident of, that there was no malicious or disruptive intent in those. I think it was just the pressure of the day, the programming, and everything else. And I apologize to anyone who was offended by it, but it was not intended. And I hope that it can just we can just go through it. But we have taken note of all the issues that were raised, and we will include those matters in the preparation for the next high holidays and festival services. And then all I can wish you is a Chag Sameach and a happy Sukkot. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. We are moving to conclude the service now. I'm inviting Marion to introduce the Kaddish. We'll watch the Yesh Kochavim video and recite the Kaddish in 598. So to you, Marion.
There are stars up above, so far away, we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone, and so it is with people that we've loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly through their time with us, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember.
Can you show the video? Russell, can you show the video?
Yes. She'ora magi arza, em atzmam avdu venam. Yesh anashim shezichram mei, kasher em atzmam enam od betochenu. Orot deilech hamavikim, v'chashkot halaylo. Hem shemaim l'adam et haderech, et haderech. Hem shemaim l'adam et haderech, et haderech, et haderech, et haderech. Yesh kochavim she'oram mגיע ארצה, רק אשר הם עצמם עבדו בינם. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר, כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. אורות אלה המרחיקים,
We recite the Kaddish in 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דיב ברא חירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן, יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה ולעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירה. תושבחתה בנחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה לחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום עם רומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. Good. Okay. So Paul, thank you for your message. Much appreciated. And thank you, Riva and Marion and Temple Israel, for being with us. It means a lot. And tomorrow, if you're in a position to join, it's on our regular link. There is a regional service with Rabbi Elisheva and Rabbi Margolis and myself, and videos from Beit David and Tula and our videos. So it's the first time we're doing such a blend, and join us, as said, Pride on Friday, and we'll communicate during the Sukkot week. Let me finish with a good taste. On Wednesday, we're going to visit our oldest congregant who's celebrating his 100th birthday, Dr. Leslie Cooper, and on Wednesday, we're going to celebrate with him. So there's what to look up for. There's what to look up to. Let's conclude. Adon Olam 625. Jessica, to you.
אדון עולם, השם מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, ועת נשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו לא נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, לעוז והמזרח, והוא אלי, וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בצרה, והוא ניסי, ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, ביעדו אפקיד רוחי, בתשניה עירה, ועם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא אירה.
Thank you. Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach, everyone.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach. Thank you.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach, everyone. Chag Sameach.
Wonderful.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach, everyone.
Thank
Chag Sameach.
Thank you, Simone. You did well.
What did I do? Nothing.
You did the technical side.
That
Well
was
done.
yeah. Me and that was Andrew today.
Excellent.
Cheers to you. Bye.
Oh look, that was
You have kids?
Well done.
Bye.
Gorgeous.
Bye.
Oh, what a doggy.
Next year to the sukkah.
wouldn't that be nice, Mo?
Chag Sameach to everyone from Temple Israel Hillbrow, and we're delighted to be with you, Rabbi and Paul. We're delighted to share this wonderful joint Tikkun Olam project. So, to all my friends at Beit Emanuel.
Everybody from Beit Emanuel, and whoever come to us on Thursday, we're going to have a sukkah, and we're going to give out our food from our sukkah to the homeless.
9:30 to 11:30-ish, we're there usually, right, Marion?
That's correct, Simone. Thank you so much for all your help.
Maybe let's get some fruit.
I think Timbit is doing this. Timbit is wanting his supper, I think. So we're going to say goodbye.
Oh, hello, Baba.
Hey, bye-bye. Lovely to see you all.
Bye, everyone.
Lovely to see you all. Bye. Bye, Simone. See you
Thanks,
Thursday.
Simone, for singing. Bye, Cousin Lawrence.
Bye, cousin. Bye, cousin. God bless.
You
See
too.
you. Bye.